Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Chase here, coming at you with another music production tutorial. Today I did a remix of the new Travis Scott and Kid Cudi song called the SCOTTS. I flipped it and made it a little bit more jazzy, a little bit more ambient. So I'm going to just play a little bit of the remix for you guys and then kind of get in depth with the different sections, and I can just kind of break down the project file for you guys. So here's the first little part of it.
We see the hype house, right from that house. Took it straight from house, straight to the couch. We put the mic outside, edit shit out. You letting the scouts outside, we running the scouts. Ain't no control in the game, they never leave. I got tests over my veins, is that what I bleed? She drink a lot of the bourbon, and she from the street. We got control of the flows and we heard that your wave went dry. We flooding the drought. Heard that your hood outside. We added some rows. We having the goods outside. Move it in and out. You letting the scouts outside. You running the scouts.
Okay, so that's the first little part, but I'm gonna just show you guys all the different sections. So to start off, I just switched up the chords. So harmonically, the song's in C minor. So I start off for these little two piano parts. So I'll show you that real quick. So I'm playing C minor to G minor, 7, back to C minor, and this is like C minor 9, and then D alt, G minor 9, and then B flat major 7, usually for the last little bit. So on these pianos, I've just got my favorite plugin ever, RC20, on the Vinyl 4 setting, which is probably my favorite setting on RC20. I think I made the melody a bit more mono, and then both of it's just more mono. With this knob right here on the out, you can make things more mono or more stereo, and even just that in itself is a great part of this plugin. That I really like. So I kind of degraded it, and then when we get to the main drop part, we've got, I guess this synth kind of takes center stage as like the main thing besides the vocal, which would be this. These sine waves kind of inspired by like medicine. Yeah, just sine wave filtered out in a pattern. In quarter notes, and the way I did that was I took this LFO2, dragged it and applied it to the cutoff, and then I made the cutoff in G low 18, and I kept it a sine wave. How I got it to be kind of wide is I put this unison to 3, so basically this kind of spreads your waveform out, and then you can kind of detune it. I think I detuned it a little bit. You can detune it a little bit with the detune knob. And then I just have some subtle delay on. And yeah, I got the 16th note setting. So that's kind of that. The bass sound is, I think, pretty much the same thing. No, it's just a sub bass, but it's got the same LFO on it. And then I've just got a bit of saturation on there, and all of it's sidechained to the kick. Right, so that's kind of the main thing with that. In the background, we've got this little guitar part I recorded, just delayed out with the ping pong delay here. And what else do I have on the guitar? Oh, let's see. Got some RC20 to make it sound a little bit wobblier and older. Vinyl 4 setting again. Ping pong, and then I'm just making it a little bit warmer with the saturation, and then panning it a little bit with this pan. And then I've got this SSL on it to compress it, about a 2 or 3 ratio. So just compressing it a little bit so it sounds even and uniform. In the background, we got this cool filtered piano sound. So I've just got this filter phaser preset on here, and I'm pretty sure that was from the, I'm not even sure. I think there's like an auto filter. Yeah, it's from an auto filter part. Got RC20 on it again. short slot back delay preset on here. Not changing any of the width or anything. It just kind of sits in the background and gives a bit more color to the chords, I guess you could say. We got this little rising square wave in the background. So it's just actually, maybe it is a triangle. I think it's just a triangle with a really slow attack. So it just sounds like I'm turning a volume knob up, but I just really have the attack up slow. That's just sitting in the background. Not too much on this. I think I just threw some RC20 on that as well. Made it very wide so it sits in both headphones. And what else do we got here? Yeah, we got some arps in the background. So I just took like a square wave with that, put the arpeggiator on it from Ableton, and just had it go play with the chords. Last thing, we got the acapella, of course. I'm just de-essing the acapella and compressing it. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, leading in here, we've got a reverse.
You let in the scouts outside. You running the scouts. Ain't no.
There's a reverse and a cymbal swell that goes into that. And then we got crowd noise in the background, which is, I love just having ambient sounds sitting in the background, back of a track, just to give it more space. And then if we're breaking down the drums, there's not too much that's crazy. I think just putting a little bit of maybe using it. This is what I did. I used like one percussion once and then another percussion twice. I think just varying your drums and maybe adding one new drum in the beginning that's not used later on is like really good, just to give your drum some variety, so it's not maybe just the same pattern over and over again. So I just added this little hand drum once, and then at the very end this little move percussion, kind of like a bleepy electronic type thing. Drum. What else did I don't think I did really anything too crazy here. Just some standard. This is like a standard 808 hat. Just panned it in between your headphones with the auto filter plugin. Yeah, nothing too crazy here drum wise. And then it gets to this little orchestral section, so I can play that back into that.
With at the top. She one of my most outside. Bringing the shots. Outside, lock up the house. We keep the team on high. Some gold in their mouth.
So that's just like, I wanted to change it in terms of arrangement, kind of have this first section happen, have a different section happen, have it go back to the first section, and have a completely new section at the end. So this little orchestral section, I just took, there's pluck strings, pizzicato strings, pizzicato melodies sitting on top, so you can play all this stuff soloed, and then a French horn kind of acting as the bass in this section here. And it's the same chord progression as the chords in the beginning, but what I'm doing here is instead of making it that G9 going to the B flat major 7 at the end of the phrase, I'm doing just a G7 chord with a B natural in the bass to give it a bit more pull, and just to change the chord progression so it's not the same thing over and over again. Because that's something I'm working on, is like varying all my different sections. And before we get too much, so that's that orchestral section. I did want to show you guys something in the first section as well. This little glide up synth, and then also the beat repeat. This new type of beat repeat thing I found. So
we heard it your way when dry.
That's just a nice little break. So it's not just the beat over and over again. I like adding little sections that catch your ear, catch your attention. So right there, what I did firstly was I have a beat repeat on the master, just to repeat with a 16th note, and I've got this filter on. So basically, you can turn this knob on or off, and what that filter does is, if I have it off, it's just going to repeat right? It just repeats it with no effects. But if I have this filter knob on, it's going to repeat it and filter. And the first note's going to be normal, and then the last 3 in this case are going to be filtered. So here. So basically what that does is kind of just brings it in, and it's like, oh, that's some nice ear candy for the listener to kind of vary how the track's going. So we got that beat repeat into this gliding up synth, which I'm pretty sure is just a square wave. I've got the minor pentatonic scale on, so I literally just slid my hand across a keyboard. And then I've got RC20 on there, iso vinyl as well to give it a super degrading sound. High dropout. This dropout knob can like kind of get stutter, which is a really cool effect. And I've got ping pong delay on there. So completely dry, it just sounds like this. Oh. Right, that sounds really bad. But the power of effects is so crazy, how you can turn a sound like that into this. Right, so that's super cool. So then after we have this orchestral section, it goes back into normal, and I just brought the drums in sparsely. Just super sparse with the original chords and guitar. Got all this vinyl noise and crowd noise in the background throughout this entire thing. Niggas don't know where to go. Gotta keep giving them heat. Back to the original piano from the beginning, and then we're going into a new section right here. So many things, having so many dreams. Let's go. Cool, so we get into this third section, kind of inspired by Flume or like some majestic casual stuff. It's the same bass, same chords, just new sound right here. So instead of using a sine wave for that filtered out sound, I'm using a square. I actually say saw chords, it's a square wave. A square wave and a triangle wave. Okay, let's see. Then we're filtering both of these. You can tell by this A-B knob with the lo-fi 2, filtering it out, doing a bit more of a cutoff, MG low 24 instead of 18. And then, what's different about this? Still got the delay on there, and still got this bit of tube distortion on there. So it's pretty similar to the same original sound, but it just sounds more aggressive. And then I've added this vocal chop from Arcade. I just played it in MIDI. Just spliced up one of their vocal templates. Right, and then I changed the drums a bit. So with the drums, you got more of a really heavy snare that's layered with a shaker in there. Open hi-hat, and then right there, I'm a huge fan of just like white noise breaks or little effects breaks to just like keep the listener on their toes. Because when you're working, I mean, this song has rules in it, but toward the end, when you're doing purely instrumental music, you always have to be adding new things to keep the listener engaged. So I think it's really important to just add these little details that elevate your track further. So in this case, it's not even that complicated. I've just got this radio sound and a glitch sound that just right, and then it goes back into it. It just almost like white noise or like a censored beep, just something. It just keeps the listener like, oh, what was that new sound that I haven't heard? I'm gonna keep listening, as opposed to like, okay, this is just going on and on. I'm getting bored now. So that's the whole remix. Let me guys know what other type of videos you guys want to see, because I've been doing a lot of production tutorials. Let me know what genre you want to see. If you want to see me do a different genre, you want to see me do something more experimental, something more pop, just let me know. And then if you like the video, just please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I'm going to throw my socials in the description below, so if you guys want to follow me on Instagram or TikTok or something else, you can. So thank you guys. Really appreciate you guys who are watching the videos. So thanks. Have a great day. See ya.